Today, we look at another key to success, playing to win. And this podcast will discuss these three things. What does it mean to play to win? What game should we play? And how should we play the game? Welcome to the Rodney Podcast. When I was working as a manager in the fast food industry, I wanted to be the best. At some level, I kind of loved what I did. And I know how crazy that sounds. But I really did like it, and I wanted to challenge my employees to do better. I wanted them to be better than me. And so I set out as I would do my work, and I would often go in and do the work of starting the food, meaning I was the one that was kind of setting the pace. And so at that station, they called it the steam station. And so at the steam station, I set out not to only be the fastest, because there was quite a few fast people, but I noticed that nobody was fast and the cleanest. And that was my goal for my clothes, because I wore a tie. I wanted to make sure that I still looked good, dress shirt and tie, because I was a manager. And I wanted to make sure that my station was clean and had minimal cleanup, but I was also the fastest. And it happened. And so as a shift manager, I wanted the managers that followed my shift to always want to follow my shift, because I took pride into leaving it in the best condition possible, right? So they would come in and say, Rodney, after your shifts, it is so easy because we don't have to play catch up and everything is done and clean. And so one moment stood out. We were there, it was late night, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, we had a mad rush. Tons of people came and they were running behind. So I jumped in in that primary position, that primary steam position, and I took over. And the person next to me had the nickname Skippy. He was there, and I wanted to push him to the limit. So I kind of made it fun. I kind of had a little challenge and said, I was going fast, and I said, can you keep up? Can you go? Come on, you're doing pretty good. Keep on going. Let's go. You're getting behind there. And it became a little game. And so for the first time, I think he saw how well he did. And I hyped him up afterwards. And his whole demeanor changed, and his self-confidence skyrocketed from there. Later on, he became one of my fastest steamers at that primary position. You see, I played to win, and my employees followed suit, making the overall operation successful. So today, on the Rodney Podcast, we're going to talk about playing to win. Welcome to the Rodney Podcast.
What's up, guys? This is Travis Yance with TravisYanceFitness.com, creator of the Alpha Fitness Program, and you're listening to the Rodney O Podcast, the Alpha of Podcasts.
So today's podcast is being recorded in February of 2019, and it's part of a daily month-long series titled Keys to Success. Today's key to success is about playing to win. So have you ever been forced to do something you really, really didn't want to do? How's your attitude towards this usually? How do you approach this task? Most of us don't go all the way out. We don't give it our best when we have to do something. There's probably a few people out there who decide to, I'm going to go for it. I don't like what I'm doing. I hate this, but because of my self-pride, I'm going to go ahead and just go all for it. But the majority, I would say, just wouldn't give it their all. Some of us have jobs. Some of us have jobs where the goal is just to make it to 5 p.m., right? Make it to the end of the shift. That's what we want to do. We come in and we slack off, and we want to do as little as possible till we can get to the end. And, I don't want to offend anybody, but you can usually see this in most government jobs, right? Jobs that are highly guaranteed, meaning it's hard to lose them, good pay, but there's low energy and enthusiasm. So again, if you work on these government jobs, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the other people. You know who they are. The DMV is a perfect example. The Department of Motor Vehicles here in lovely California, right? You go in, there's no hurry or rush in that place of anybody. For the most part, maybe I see one employee who's really enthusiastic, but for the most part, they're just going to get rid of people and more people will come. So there is no incentive and they do not move fast. If you ever experienced that in California, let me know in the comments. If not, and you're at a place where the DMV is a snap and easy, well, lucky you, but not here. How about those of us who are taught to go to work and just survive, right? Just go there and do your job because you need a job. Of course, it's a necessary, it's a must, right? But it's something you're not really passionate about, or you don't even care about the job. How excited are you to do that? Well, today, as I talk about playing to win, meaning to go all out in whatever you decide to do or whatever your goal is, I want to make it known that I know a lot of people who just aren't that motivated. Or the desire to reach a goal, they say, I want to do this, I wish, right? They have that wish list, but they don't have to drive. And I would argue that would mean that it's the wrong goal or something that's not truly in your heart. You see, we live for the weekend because a lot of us can't stand the work week. We would rather do anything else than what we're currently doing. We've been taught, go to work, pay bills that we charge up with the credit cards and buy things with, right? That's supposed to bring you happiness when you buy the latest sneaker, shoes. But that's what we're taught, have the 401k and the Social Security. And so we fall into this mindset and live this life for 30 or 40 years. And the government has kind of shown they can't be responsible with money, right? And I pay SSI. I'm not saying don't do it. Being self-employed, I pay SSI. And I just don't have 100% confidence that it will be there for the generation after me. It probably will be there for me. I think, no guarantees. I don't know for sure. But I really don't know for the people after me. And this isn't a podcast about investing or retirement. But my point is, if you're going to work for 30 to 40 years, if you're going to want more than just to live for the weekend of retirement, go have fun. Do something that you love to do, and do it like it's a game you're trying to win. You see, playing to win is what successful people do, and it's what they love to do, and they do it the right way. I mentioned that they are playing to win by doing what they love to do. Now, I make this distinction because there are people out there who are playing to win and they hate what they do. Some people are just playing for what? For money. That's all they want. These are goals that I would argue won't make you happy. Some people say no, money will make me happy. If I made some money, I'll be happy. Well, maybe in the short term, you can buy more stuff. But then you soon realize that the stuff will not fulfill you for the long term. Just want more stuff and bigger stuff. So I would argue that money will not make you happy in the long term. And so when I say you need to play and you need to play to win, I'm talking about happiness. I'm talking about happiness. Now, you may disagree, but that's a topic for a different podcast. And we need to have integrity when we play. Cheating may get you ahead in the short term. That's why I said successful people do it in the right way. But there are people who will do shortcuts, people who will rip people off, but that is short-term gain. Trust me. You want to play in the long term because cheating and not doing it the right way, you'll lose in the long term. Like Gary Vee says, don't try to knock other buildings down. You just need to try to build the biggest building. So here are some points to help you. First, find out what goals you're all in on. What are your goals? What are you going for? And again, not financial. Your goal is not to find a vehicle and buy a vehicle. In real estate, they taught me that right from the start. They said, find an item that you really want, put it on your desk, put it somewhere where you can see it every day and work towards that so that you can get that. And it was an SUV at the time when I first started. And I soon realized that if I love real estate and I love helping people, why do I need a vehicle to kind of motivate me, right? That vacation, that item, right? Find out what your non-financial goals are. And then next, decide if you would enjoy the game. For me, that's the most fun. I love seeing my following grow, my influence grow. The podcast series has really excited me because I see more and more people listening. I can influence and have the ear of more and more people. That, to me, is the fun. That is the game. I am having fun playing the game. And that's what you need to do, is decide if you would enjoy that. And then third, play the game at your best. Go out and win it. Go out and win it. You know, I talked earlier about a podcast, Run to Win the Prize. So it's very similar, but this is a key to success. So I thought I would do another one. So anyway, please feel free to dialogue with me. My YouTube channel, Rodney O, you can go check that out. I have a weekly vlog, the Rodney O Weekly, that will show that I am living what I speak. Please be sure to subscribe to that channel. The link is in the podcast description, or you can simply go to YouTube and search Rodney O Weekly. Remember this: I want to inspire, encourage, and motivate all of you as we navigate this journey that we call life. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next one.